Okay, now we're...
Okay. Well, welcome everyone. Everyone, it's a couple. But today we have the ChapR team from Westlake High School demonstrating their new device for FTC drive practice called the ChapR. The name actually comes from the fact that we are the Chaparrals from Westlake High School. And what we're here today to do is to both demonstrate the ChapR, to give you an idea of what it looks like and how it operates, as well as tell you a little bit about how it works internally. So we're going to go through a team. We have a team of 3 people, and they're going to come up and do different pieces of the presentation. But first, we're actually going to start with a commercial that the kids did back about 6 months ago. So we'll start that, and then we'll get them into the presentation.
Test driving your FTC bot with your PC and robot C can be scary, especially when your team is waiting on you.
No, I can't get robot C to work that way.
Yes, sir. Is it on?
Keep connected to Bluetooth. Just there's a better way.
The PC and robot C are great for writing programs for your bot, but they're really hard to use for testing and driving. Connecting with Bluetooth is a pain.
Right, it's not good. All right, now if you like the ball.
Is trying to test your bot crashing your PC.
Guys, we have to run back in 10 minutes.
Test the moment. Test it. Oh, can I have a way to start? Don't have time for this.
Is connecting with robot C slowing you down? Introducing the ChapR, the latest in FTC robot testing technology from Westlake Chap Robotics. The ChapR lets you test and drive your FTC robot without using a PC or robot C. Joystick controllers plug directly into the ChapR, and it communicates with your robot through Bluetooth immediately, and you don't have to change your program at all. The battery-powered ChapR replaces your PC for test driving your robot, and you don't have to have another robot C license just to test. The ChapR is pocket-sized and connects to your robot's NXT brick quickly and easily. It remembers the last brick that it connects to, and will reconnect in seconds. And in addition to giving you complete drive control, the ChapR has a handy wait for start release button for competition-style autonomous and teleopt testing. Using the ChapR is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First plug the controllers into the ChapR and turn on your bot. Then turn on the ChapR and listen for the squeak. Then run any of your teleopt or autonomous programs, even if they have a wait for start. Then, holy robots, Batman, you're driving. Created by the Westlake Chap Robotics team, the ChapR is available for $99.99 at www.thechapr.com. All profits from ChapR sales go to building ChapRs for FTC teams who can't afford them. Get yours today.
Can we still see if that's on?
No, just...
Hit the thing once. See. There. Wrong way.
Just use the arrows.
There we go. Okay, so that's a quick introduction, but now we're going to bring up the team to talk about all the different features of the ChapR, as well as how the thing was built. And even at the end, we'll talk to you a little bit about how we're distributing ChapRs. So Akshay, let's bring up for discussion of features.
Hi guys, I'm Akshay, and I'm going to discuss the features of the ChapR. So just like in the video, the ChapR is actually as easy as 1, 2, 3, and sometimes 4. So first, as our beautiful demo will show you, you plug in the joystick to the ChapR. Then you hold the power button to turn the ChapR on for 2 seconds. And then once the light comes on, you know it's on. Then you can select the program on your NXT brick. button, which releases the wait for start, and you are driving.
Oh, you have to turn on the bot too. That's kind of important.
And you're driving. So we've also developed a nifty feature, which is the kill switch. It allows you to abort the program immediately, okay, faster than she can run across the room and turn off the bot. So you just tap the power button once, and it'll kill the program. And then if you hold the power button for 2 seconds or more, then your ChapR will power on. Okay, so in order for your ChapR to work, you have to be paired via Bluetooth to your brick. And there are 2 ways to do that. You can pair via Bluetooth, which is all you need is just your ChapR and your brick. So first you put your ChapR in pairing mode by pairing the action button and the power button together for 3 seconds. And then you use Bluetooth search on the NXT brick and connect to it using the NXT. And then you only have to do pairing once, because after that, your ChapR will remember the Bluetooth ID of the brick and connect on startup. Okay, and then the second option is via USB, and you would connect using the USB if you're in a noisy Bluetooth environment, like a practice field or something like that. So if there's a lot of Bluetooth signals jumping around, you want to use your USB. So what you do is you make sure that your ChapR is on, and then your brick is on, and Bluetooth is on. And then you plug a USB cable into one of the USB ports on the ChapR, and then another one into the brick, on the other end of the brick, and then it'll snatch up the Bluetooth ID from the NXT brick, and it'll connect your ChapR to the brick immediately. And then remember, you only have to do this one time. And then so, of course, your ChapR is able to be personalized, and you can edit the name, timeout, flag, mode, and personality just by using a flash drive. You plug it into the second port. To configure it, you load like name.txt with the name of your ChapR, and you just put it on the flash drive and plug it in. And then, so obviously the name is the name of the ChapR. The timeout is you get to adjust the time it takes for the ChapR to turn itself off if it's not receiving any joystick commands, or the wait for start button is not pressed. And then lag, because you know, in the competition style, there's always a little lag because it's Wi-Fi. So you can simulate that lag by increasing the time in between the messages. And then you can change the mode. You don't really, that's not that important. You can ask Rachel about it later. And then the personality is really important. It defaults to Robot C, but you can change it to be compatible with different robot programming languages such as NXT and LabVIEW. And you can do that with the person.txt file on the USB, and put the name of your program in the TXT file. You can also program it using the serial port on the Arduino that you could buy from our website, but that's a lot of work. Okay, tell you how remote start. So we're working on something right now which allows you to, if you press the action button, go and pick up and choose a program that's been selected via Program Chooser, similar to what you'll see in competition. Yeah. And then it's programmable, so you can use the serial port on the Arduino and the programmer that will ship to you if you buy it to program your ChapR and make changes to the software and stuff. All our source code is on the website under the build your own page of our. And then also, if you somehow manage to mess up the code completely, you can always download a default set of code from the website. Hardware, Ben Gore.
Yeah, hey guys. So the NXT, or the ChapR has undergone a major transformation. It started out as this big clunky NXT with some touch sensors connected to it, but it was great. You could drive around during judges meetings. It was really convenient. You didn't have to plug the laptop everywhere you went. But it was clunky and it cost a full NXT. So we thought, hey, we can make this available to everyone. So we started developing the ChapR, and this is our first ChapR. It was big, clunky, size of the brick, weighed about as much as a brick. It was a basic Arduino shield with a PCB on top, and it was all right, but it was pretty clunky. So we decided to go ahead and try to make that smaller, and we came out with this nifty model here with our fancy dandy toggle switch, and that's really made it a lot easier. But what we needed to do was make it so that this ChapR could fit in your pocket one and not stay on when you didn't want it to. So then we came up with the 0.3 version, with the momentary switches, which allowed us to implement the kill switch. It'll fit in your pocket really easily now. And yep, that's it. And we made a few tweaks, and our 1.0 release version is ready. So I'll discuss the innards. We have a VDIP, a RN42, and an Arduino Pro Mini. So basically, the basic circuit of information is you start with your joystick, which relays its instructions to the VDIP, which then converts it into something that the Arduino can understand. Then the Arduino uses that information to transmit to the NXT using the RN42. We have a manufacturing process that begins with our PCB that we designed in Eagle, printed circuit board, and that we get manufactured by FutureLec. They send it to us, and then we put it together. Basically, we start soldering it with our team and other people from our school, but it takes about an hour and a half to make, so it's pretty time consuming. It's a lot of man hours. So if we start getting to a point where we just can't meet demand, then we'll start looking to companies to produce it for us. And now I'd like to introduce Rachel, who's going to talk to you about software.
Okay, hi. Go to the next slide. The way we work with software is that's on the Arduino Pro Mini, which Ben was talking about. It's here. And so all the code runs on here. And from the PC, we actually work with the Arduino IDE. And so that's all written in C or C++, so it's kind of a mixture between the two. And so the 22 subclasses and various versions we have are all managed by this subversioning system. It's called an SVN. And so all of our materials are on there. And so the way the process works is I have to finish the code and make sure it's working before I can commit it. And then that way, if something goes wrong, as it always does in software, you can go back and re-download the default version that you know was working. And then, of course, on the ChapR itself, we use something called EEPROM, which is local memory on the Pro Mini, to manage what version it is, so we can always read that, and that's also where we store all the configuration settings. And that's using something called a magic string. So once we know, if we look at this and it has ChapR written on it, then that means it's already got a program written on here, and ChapR, whatever, tells us what version of the program has been written to the EEPROM. And then if you want to see the actual copy of the code, you can go to our website and build your own section. And here we have a rather frightening flowchart of the basics of the program. But essentially, of course, you power it up, and then in Arduino you have a setup section of the code, and that only happens once. It initializes the Bluetooth, the VDIP, and then it goes through and sets up EEPROM. And then it goes into a loop, and that runs infinitely until, of course, you turn it off. So first, if it's in pairing mode, it'll check if there's serial available from the user, and that would be to go through and configure EEPROM like Akshay was talking about. Then it checks buttons on the ChapR to see if you need to turn it on, turn it off, if the action button's been pressed, if it needs to do anything else like that. Then it'll check for a device in VDIP, which, like Ben said, is here. If it sees there's something, then put it in here. If it's a joystick, it'll take the joystick packets. If it's an NXT, it will connect via USB. And then from there, it checks the connection with the Bluetooth module, which is the RN42. And so each of these are modular. They do their own thing. But we ask the Bluetooth module to tell us whether or not it's connected, and we give it a Bluetooth ID to connect to. And then from there, it pretty much does its own thing. So if it's been connected, then we try to send out the packets. So we'll check the personality to see how they should be translated. And then if it's, say, robot C, that's formatted a certain way, and then it's sent out via the Bluetooth. And then after that, it checks to see how long it's been active, checks the timeout, decides whether or not it should turn off, and then it adds lag. And that, of course, is also based off of the configurable settings. And so that's literally just a delay at the end of the loop, so that you have more or less spacing between Bluetooth messages. And then next up, we'll have the business model, also with me. So our ultimate goal is to try to get chappers to as many people as possible to help them with testing and driving, because we realized how much of a pain it was. And going to competitions and stuff like that, you would see that there's these people with long USB cables trying to test their brick or test their robot, and it's really holding them back. Or they have Bluetooth that wasn't working. And so we charge $100 for the base chapter without shipping or without the additional programmer, which you can get. And then also, the extra $25, because the production cost is only $75, the extra $25 goes to building chappers for anybody in need. So a team can apply to us and get a chapter completely for free to help with testing and driving. And then all the building is done at our school, which is volunteer work. And we're building as fast as we can, like Ben said, but we may need to outsource it if the demand is too great. And then, of course, all the money goes to WESTA, which is Westlake Science and Technology. It's our 501c3 nonprofit organization, and that's where all the funds are channeled through. And so, of course, you can write it off in taxes. And we are working on filing a patent. So by the end of this month, we'll hopefully have a patent filed and be able to write patent pending pretty much on everything. We're really looking forward to that. But just as a recap, we want to help the community, but also a lot of it has helped us learning how to do the design, the manufacturing, the software, and just prototyping and marketing a device like this. So if you have any other questions, of course, you can go to the next slide, where we have our website at the bottom, thechapr.com, www.thechapr.com. So if anybody has any